What's up, guys? Brad here from Piney Grove, and spring is in the air and we are not quite ready. So we've been working on the garden, and I just finished hoeing all the weeds out of the garden, and we covered the garden with wood chips last year. So we're actually trying to do our best to improve the soil in there. And we created a couple garden boxes, so we've got some small plants like radishes and stuff that need to go in those boxes. But before we can do that, we got to put dirt in the boxes. So I've got the HISUN Sector E1, the electric one here. We're going to steal the hitch off the 750 and go get a cart and get some things to fill that box. I've probably got about 4 of these hitches, but I don't know where they are right now. Well, I know where this one is, and it looks like it's jammed from being on here for a while, so we're just going to take the whole thing off this one and at the adapter and then put it on the other one. This says max towing weight 800 pounds, max tongue weight 110 pounds, so we should be good. And this has been a great machine. We've only had it a week, but we love it. It's so quiet, and we find that we actually grab this one more than we grab that one, although that one's more of a workhorse. Hook up our little D2K cart here. It's a great little cart for jobs like this. Got my metal shovel and my bulk plastic shovel. And you know it's spring because you can hear the carpenter bees buzzing around. I raked all the leaves off this road right here. That's why it's fairly clean. This goes to the back of our property. And I got a big leaf pile back here where I'm gonna make compost. And I actually got a flyer from a local hardware store, and they showed potting soil was $20 a bag. And I figure we've got 100 bags or so of potting soil once we decompose these leaves down. So quick math, what is that, like $2,000? So this leaf pile, once it's broken down, and I still got some work to do with it, be worth about $2,000. But for right now, we're just gonna get some regular leaves from it. And as I dig into the pile here, these leaves are already starting to break down, and they've only been here 2 weeks. And taking resources we have on the property, these leaves were gonna fall on a road here that doesn't need the soil enriched or anything to grow, but to grab those leaves, a little bit of soil, a little bit of pine needles, and let them sit here. I actually have a pit over there, and we're gonna get into the whole composting process. I gotta get some manure. But to make some true compost from stuff we already have here on the property so that we can grow vegetables to eat in our garden and save money and not have to buy compost that someone else has made, so that we know everything that went into it. These leaves fell off an oak tree on our property in Piney Grove. All right, we've got enough leaves there, I think, for our garden boxes. We're gonna put some wood chips on this side, kind of mix them together. And then we'll go to another area of the property where I'm making a big, like, natural compost pile of dirt and leaves, but also big tree trunks. And that's been decomposing for 7 years. And we used some of that recently for some blueberry plantings we did. And that's some real good soil that we've made as well. This is my first day of retirement. We got caught up in that whole Trump administration and Elon Musk reducing of the federal government, and we took the buyout offer. Deb was 1 day ahead of me. Yesterday was Deb's first day of retirement, and today is my first day, and let me tell you, it feels good. I've been working on the farm all day today. I've been just steady going at it, and almost in disbelief that I don't have to go to work like tomorrow or something, that it's not Sunday night and I have to get ready for work on Monday, because there is no more work on Monday for me and Deb. Got a nice pile of wood chips right here from an ash tree and an oak tree that I took down. So we got some ash in here, we got some brush, we got some oak. And it's not decomposed because we just did it, but I think that'll make a good base in those boxes. And then we'll get some good pine chips as well. I got another pile we can get them from. This has got a lot of sticky oak brush in it. It'll just take a little bit longer to decompose. It's funny, I've got wood chip piles all over this property, and I see another pile back there, and that's the type of wood chips that I want. So I'm gonna go get them too. That's a really nice pile of decomposed pine. So it was pine that was already dead and starting to decay before we chipped it. So it puts out a different type of chip. Also, there's some cherry in here. It looks like there might be some cedar as well. We don't want too much cedar because cedar will actually drive bugs away, and you want bugs for pollination or bees for pollination, and then cedar doesn't break down as quick either. I know electric vehicles, cars, tractors, UTVs, whatever, a lot of them get a bad name because they can't go very far, they can't tow very much. They have a lot of limitations compared to gas. And this one right here is 48 volt. It'll go 42 miles on one charging of the battery. And it takes 1 mile to go all the way around Piney Grove. Or it's 1 mile to go all the way around Piney Grove. And so you can go around Piney Grove 42 times on one charging. And we maybe go around the farm here twice in one day. So 21 days we don't have to recharge the HISUN here. Use it every day for 2 miles, and then it never needs an oil change, and it's quiet. I mean, I'm just talking in my regular voice, but this thing is just so pleasant. And Deb and I are just finding that we, much rather use this. We've got 2 of them, so each of us can get work done, but it's like we run to get the keys to this one first. And we're over here to one of many wood piles, but this is our primary wood pile on Piney Grove. So you see that big pile of pine trees? We cut them down because they were small and spindly, and they were throughout this area. And we want to be able to navigate through here and bale the pine straw. So we cut them down to have more room. And before they were there was a pile there that we chipped into this, and this pile was 3 times as big. It went way over there. Just whenever we need wood chips, we come over here and get some. And looks like I need to get on the ball there and start doing some wood chipping and build up my pile. So I don't want to get those boxes too full of wood chips and stuff. I want to save some room for some of that dirt, which is actually on the other side of the HISUN there. We'll get the Summit tractor with the bucket and get those. All right, I think we have enough of that type of organic material. Like I said, there's the other compost pile over there. We'll come back and get a tractor bucket of that dirt. But we're gonna put this in the garden beds first. Got all the weeds cleaned up in between the raised beds with the landscaping cloth. And I did all that with that evil piece of machinery right there called a garden hoe. And this actually had about a foot layer of wood chips on it last year, and now it's mixed a little bit with the dirt. So this is starting to break down, and that soil's starting to improve. And there's a little bit of wood chips here and then less as you go across. But in addition to wood chips, we've also been putting coffee grounds out here and eggshells and everything that was green from the fall garden. Like we just picked the last rutabagas and we put all the tops in here. We either buried them in holes throughout the garden or we have them over here in the bottom of the garden box. Let me try and make this a little easier for myself and back that trailer up here. And it's not easy to back a short tongue trailer. I can't believe I'm able to back it at all because it wanted to jackknife right away. I'm gonna chop up a little bit of these greens in here. These were the tops off the rutabagas. Just kind of move them around throughout. And then I guess I'll go wood chips first maybe, and then leaves, and then some more wood chips. I don't guess it matters too much. Here's some of those oak branches in there, a little bit more coarse. Put some leaves layered in like lasagna. The leaves have a little bit of dirt on them, and also there's some pine needles mixed in there. We are not the experts here in this. I grew up on the farm, but we didn't do this back on the farm. We planted our crops in the field and we added fertilizer and lime as needed. We just had to scrap material to make these 2 boxes for our smaller vegetables, like our radishes, our carrots, our onions. But we plan to have a lot more in the future, just not this year. But what do you think about the method that I'm using here to layer in the organic matter, like the tops of the rutabagas, and then the wood chips, and then the leaves and the pine needles and that soil, and then come back on top with soil we can actually plant in? Interested to hear your comments. Some of you have probably been doing this a lot longer than us, since this is our second growing season. We found that the vegetables that we grow ourselves, besides just the satisfaction of growing them yourself, I don't know that they're any cheaper than what's in the store. They just taste, I don't know, like our broccoli, we don't even put any kind of seasoning or anything on. We just steam it and eat it, and it's got great natural flavor coming straight out of the garden. Whereas stuff that's store-bought, we got to season it to make it taste better. And I don't know why, because their broccoli was probably grown in the ground too. See if I can grab this camera. Got it. There's still a lot of sticks in here that haven't decomposed, but you can work through that and get some of the soil that's been enriched with all these decaying logs and everything in here. Trying to push those sticks out a little bit, get more dirt. I've got to screen all this out. One of my things I have to do this summer. Let's see what we got here. Got a few sticks, but good looking dirt otherwise. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It's still sandy, but it's got some organic matter to hold moisture, and there's also some nutrients in there. Better than what was just on the ground in the garden. The question is that enough for both boxes, both garden boxes? I think it is. Lay your bets now. So if you're ever wondering why I'm normally in the video, or I'm in every video and Deb is only in some of them, it's because Deb does all of our editing, and we were way ahead in videos, and I started putting out 4 and 5 a week, and then we got behind, so she's actually editing the video today that we shot yesterday that is going to go public in a couple days. So we're behind, so she's just been in there just editing away. And this is the first time she's seen the garden boxes, so I'm going to bring the dirt up while she says something very profound about garden boxes.
Well, I've seen the garden boxes, but this is the first time I've seen them with more dirt in them. So I came out to see what he was doing. Good news is the video that's going to play, I've now got 85% edited, so I felt like I deserved a little break and some vitamin D. I'm excited for this garden. We have been so blessed. We've been taking food from this little patch of land right here, our little garden, for a year now. We had the last year's spring garden, then we had a fall garden, and now we're going to have another spring garden. I've frozen a bunch of rutabagas and broccoli, and so even when we have our summer crop, we're going to still be eating our fall crop, so I'm excited. Brad's making fun of me because I talk with my hands. So he's behind the camera making fun of me. My dad used to say if I sat on my hands, I couldn't speak.
We all talk with our hands, but this lady takes it to another level.
I do. See, look, I can't not do it. So I would offer to shovel, and I normally do when he does let me shovel. I say sometimes that I'm not half the man he thinks I am.
Lies. She never shovels.
I always offer. I can't offer today because I have a boo-boo on my arm. Why, Deb? Why do you have a boo-boo on your arm? Well, let me tell you.
Are you going to tell the story about your arm?
Yes, I'm going to tell the story about my arm. I'm now the hugest advocate for Get your skin checked, people. Get your skin checked. Even if you have a tiny little spot that you go, that's a Bella Boo Boo. If you go, oh, that's fine. No, get it checked. Because I had a little spot that I thought, well, that looks kind of odd. I guess I'll go ahead and go in and get it checked. I need to have my whole skin checked. I'm a Florida woman. Well, my little tiny spot turned out to be melanoma. Scared the bejeebers out of me because that's a very ugly word that we never want to hear. But as God has had his hand in my life every second when I went to have them remove it, and I'll post a picture here. I won't post the after, but I'll post the area that they took the skin from. It was what they said called Insight 2. So basically, the doctor said basically stage 0. So talk about a huge blessing, a wake-up call and a blessing all in one. So I will show you this picture, and everything within that purple is all the skin that they took. And again, this was stage 0. So I can only imagine the graphic nature of what they have to do for anything beyond that. So get your skin checked, folks. But I'm good, I'm fine. They said, I'll go in every 3 months, we'll get it checked out. Sunblock, like he wears his special shirts, and see your dermatologist. But yeah, look at that. And my yapping, he's already got 1 box full. So we were gonna put radishes and onions, but we haven't had any luck with onions at all. Radishes seem to be doing pretty good. We pre-planted the seeds, but onions. And I don't eat onions, but he does, so I would like him to have a bunch of onions. But I don't know if he's gonna have Piney Grove onions.
So for onions, I think you got to start them with bulbs, and we've been starting them with seed because last year they didn't have any bulbs left, and we actually took an onion that we cut. It was just the root end of an onion and buried it out here in the garden, and I just chopped it up with a hoe. It was sending out little onion sprouts, and so we can't plant an onion, but we can take a discarded onion and it'll grow, and it's been sitting there all winter.
So 7 years. This soil has been in the works for 7 years. And look how good it looks. I mean, that's our soil, our compost. There's a lot of pride in that, huh, Brad?
Yes, I don't have a mic though. So remember when I used the tractor to get that out of the pile, I got some of the sticks out. But things like this get in front of the shovel and the shovel can't go through them. Makes it a little bit harder to shovel, but there's not that many of them. Most of them are broken down to this size or smaller, and they're starting to rot. So if they were in the bottom of that garden bed, then that would be okay. And I've actually seen people put logs in the bottom. Now you saw we did wood chips and we did leaves and a little bit of pine needles and some of that dirt that was mixed in with the leaves, but we didn't do any like 4 or 6 inch logs. So be interested to know if you guys have ever done the bigger logs in the bottom of your garden boxes and how did that do. But that's gonna do it. We've got a nice bed of 4 to 6 inches of dirt here with some organic matter. I'll pull out these bigger sticks, and then as soon, I think we got about a week before we can stop worrying about frost. So about 1 more week, we'll get those radishes in the ground and anything else that's small and will fit in a bed like this. And by getting the radishes in early, we can probably get 2 crops of radishes. So stay tuned. We'll do a garden update because we've got more things to plant. We also have a brand new piece of equipment that just showed up the other day. And I've never seen one before. I've never used one before. And I grew up farming. And so I'm excited to use that. But otherwise, we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you guys coming back week after week. Check out the link down below where we're building our house and we do weekly updates on our house. But until next time, y'all take care out there. And remember, life's short. Grow you a garden. It's awesome. And also, these 2 videos here, they're awesome too. Take care, guys.